Welcome, everyone, to the Arts Academy podcast. It's been a few weeks since our last episode, but some stuff has come out that we wanted to share with you guys. Here is our agenda for today. We can start with Career Day. Tomorrow, we're having our first virtual Career Day. Last year, DFAB had a pretty successful Career Day with just their academy. So this year we decided to open it up for the whole school. We have about 50 presenters coming in, and the students can select who they would like to hear from tomorrow during one of the 5 sessions that we are offering throughout the day. So be sure that if you have, there's a website there, you can pick different people to watch. Be sure that if anybody has any questions, to ask the presenters when they're finished. But this is a really good opportunity to see a bunch of different careers and how people make their living in whatever profession they're interested in. Anything else for that, guys?
Yeah, I'm going to be hosting. The woman that I'm hosting in the morning is a financial planner and career coach. So if anybody has any interest, anybody in the business field looking into business, I think that's a great presentation. That's going to be first, second, and third period. So I'll be hosting that one. Tone, what are you hosting tomorrow? I know you're hosting.
Yeah, I'm hosting Seth Jarrett's 2 sessions in the morning. He is a director, and him and his wife own their own production company. So that should be really interesting and definitely up our alley for the Arts Academy.
I believe they've spoken in Mr. Askley's course also, right, to his students in his major? Yeah, he's been great.
He came by either last year or the year before and did a presentation for the class, which was very good.
Yeah, and Ms. Alvarez, you're hosting also. Do you know who you're hosting?
Yes, I'm hosting Mr. Pilgrim. He works in a lot of TV production, a lot of film editing, and that's in the morning, and he has 2 sessions in the morning. And then in the afternoon, I am hosting Alexa Pineda. She works in banking.
Okay.
And she seems really sweet, really interesting how her career has also transitioned because she started as just a retail banker, and now she's working with big companies and helping people plan and making big financial decisions. So that's another really cool presenter, and I'm excited to do this. I'm really excited about Career Day. I really told the kids that this is a great opportunity to kind of get motivated. It's a change in pace. So yeah. Definitely go.
It's definitely something that we've been planning for a month now. We've had multiple meetings. Mr. Gongora and Ms. Alvarez have volunteered to host their sessions. And again, students, make sure you get to the website. I posted in the Google Classroom for the Academy. You can follow that link. On top of that link, the first thing to do is you can sign up for your sessions. And even if you sign up, a couple of people reached out to me, and Ms. Alvarez, Mr. Bluccio also. Even if you signed up for a session and you want to switch, or you're in a session and you're not really feeling that session, you want to go to a different session, that's fine. I mean, you can make that decision 10 minutes into the presentation or tomorrow morning if you want. It doesn't matter to us. Just take advantage of the day and what we're trying to provide for everybody, because I think it's a great day, and I want to continue it. It's something that I think is very important.
Me too. And can I also add that when we were given a survey 2 months ago from administration, I actually wrote in the survey that I thought a Career Day was needed, and I'm just really happy that it happened. I don't think that my survey had anything to do with it, but no. I think it's great. I think it's something you guys need, and it would be really helpful.
But the important thing too is DFAB had such a successful Career Day last year, as Mr. Gongora had mentioned earlier. So this year we really wanted to offer it to everybody. We tried to start. Mr. Gongora and I started planning something last year, and it was just too difficult with the spring season, right? We were going to have a spring performance season for performing arts last year when we started planning it, and then all of a sudden, obviously, we went into COVID lockdown and kind of threw off all the plans. But yeah, I think it's a great opportunity, and I think it's a great opportunity also to get to do this virtually, right? Because I don't know if all these people would be able to come to the building, so it's great that we can do it online.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, and so Tone, I guess we should go to the next one before we make this the longest podcast of the year. Go ahead.
Sure. Ms. Alvarez, you want to take that one?
Yeah. So I mentioned it at my office hours this week, and mentioning again that Miss Alvarez does have office hours, so you guys can come and just visit the Google Meet if you have any questions. But the registration period is coming up, and if you are interested in changing major, or you're interested in double majoring, or you're interested in taking on an internship outside of your major, you need to let us know in advance so we can start planning for it. Because anybody who's changing major, double majoring, or doing an internship, all of that needs to be planned in advance, especially since we're in the process of organizing the schedule for next year. So if we have a lot of kids, let's say, that are interested in doing certain things like double majoring or taking on a different language or whatever it is, we can plan ahead for that. So definitely let us know in advance if you're interested in double majoring. And you can double major in anything if that's what you desire. You just have to let us know so we can try and make it work. It's not guaranteed, but we can try to make it work. And that's it.
Yeah, and I think it's important to add also, sorry, Tony, I just cut you off there. When it comes to internships, there is an application process for that. So it's not just filling, putting a checkbox on a form and then hoping next year to find an internship. There's a process. So if you plan on having an internship next year, it needs to be every day. It needs to be something that's certified by the school and your teachers, your guidance counselor. And we have people in career development at school that there has to be a check process. So they have to be able to go to that place of work. Hopefully it's, if it's a storefront or if if you're working in a factory, or if you're working in anywhere that you could be working in an office, they have to be able to go there and just make sure that the conditions are up to par with what the state is requiring. So it's not just checking a box and going to find a job when it's convenient for you. There is a process to that. In terms of the change in major and double major, there's a process for that also. You're probably going to have to write an essay and appeal to that supervisor.
Yeah, and you get an interview. So it's kind of like reapplying to high tech. You have to write the essay. You have to explain why you want to change the major. You get interviewed. They also look at your grades, your attendance. So if you're somebody who's not going to class, who's not doing well in class, your chances of changing majors are not going to be that great, because nobody is going to want you to do something different if you can't maintain your grades right now.
Yeah, and this is very similar to college, right? Every semester I went to go meet with my dean, just to make sure that I was on the right path and, taking the right number of courses. So this is very similar to what you're going to have to, do moving forward. I guess, go ahead, Tom, the parent portal, we were just going to announce that.
Yeah, you can take that. Is that open now for everyone?
I believe it is open. Again, parent conferences, we're trying to set up a way to do virtual parent conferences. Parents and students at any point can always email a teacher or a guidance counselor if they need to set up a meeting with multiple teachers. That can always happen, but we're trying to find a quick way to allow all the parents to kind of pick a time slot and schedule those meetings. So we're piloting this program, SchoolSoft. It's supposed to make it a little bit easier. So we'll see how this works, but you should be getting an email shortly. Go ahead, Tom.
I was saying, we just wanted to mention that just because when I got the SchoolSoft email for the first time, I didn't know what it was or what they were talking about. So if you do see an email from SchoolSoft, it is this idea to have pretty much like a virtual parent night.
Yeah. And then just a couple general announcements. I see a couple of the comments from Maya, Yasmin, and Emily about, is Career Day mandatory or optional? It's basically mandatory that you participate. Do you have to participate in all 5 sessions? No, you don't. So that's the optional part. You don't have to participate in all 5 sessions, but it is mandatory to participate. So if you decide to do sessions 1, 2, and 4, and you're going to eat lunch during the 3rd session, or you have to do something, help around the house, that's fine. But we expect everybody to participate tomorrow. All right. And then I think most people know this at this point. This came out of student council, but there is not going to be a prom this year, junior prom or senior prom. There is no senior trip. That was also a question from parents about prom. I don't think there was I don't know if there was a question about senior trip, but one of the questions that was sent on our Google form to Mr. Gongora and I was, will there be a prom? There will not be a prom this year for juniors or seniors. Graduation is being planned. We've had 2 meetings about graduation. We're throwing around some ideas. Again, we're looking forward to hearing from the state. We're hoping that Governor Murphy and the State Board of Education gives us some guidelines for graduation. It's difficult to plan when we don't know the guidelines, and then of course some stuff comes out later and kind of confuses parents, confuses students, confuses us whether or not we can or can't do certain things. So we are planning a graduation. Hopefully the weather permits, because we're looking to do something outside to make it healthier and easier. So that's more or less what we're looking to do. But again, it's in its early stages of planning. And then the return to school form. Tentatively, students can be back in the building April 19th. That's our date right now. That's what we're working towards. All students were sent a form, students and their families. So please, fill out that form and get it back. I know they haven't had everybody return that form. And that's basically it. I see some questions coming up.
Yeah, Steve, the seniors are just disappointed because there's no prom, but is there some plan to do something for them? Is there anything in the works?
All right, hold on. Let me go back so I can get to everybody. I got this. Okay. Are they going to take attendance? Tomorrow there's daily attendance in the morning. That's the only attendance that there's going to be for the day. Chloe, good to see you. I'm sorry that you're upset. Why can't we do prom outside? I don't know. I was told that there's not going to be a prom. Again, I'm just going by the information I'm being told. Student council hasn't even discussed prom yet. Well, I guess, at some point they are going to let you guys know that it's been decided that there wasn't going to be a prom. There's not going to be a prom. Somebody, I think, reached out to the school or reached out to juniors and seniors, the student council, to ask about proms and trips, senior trips, and the school decided that we're not going to do that. Or in groups. Molly, I'm not sure what you mean by or in groups. Emily, why? I think it's just because of the health protocols at this point. Again, I think a lot of, just so that everybody knows too, a lot of the decisions are being based on whether people are coming back to school or not. So at this point, it's a little concerning for the administration if we're only going to have 35 or 40% of students coming back to school, and then everybody is interested in going to a prom. So again, I think you guys can reach out to your senior, junior, and senior class supervisors, your class advisors, and speak with them. But the lowest classes in terms of people wanting to come back to school are juniors and seniors. And we have all that data. So unfortunately, I think that's the decision that they're going to make. Bridget, I see your question. What is the plan for seniors right now? The thing that we're planning is graduation. In terms of prom and senior trip, there is no plan because, as far as I've been told, there isn't going to be a prom or a senior trip for juniors or seniors. Maya, but no discussion on our prom. Maya, it's not about planning a prom. It's about, if it's not healthy to have a prom, then there's not going to be a prom. It's not really, it's not up to me. It's obviously up to somebody else, but they've decided that for health concerns, they're not going to have a prom. Let's see, Rio, how did the school decide that without no alternatives? I don't know if there are any alternatives. As of now, I was told no prom. What the alternatives are, I'm not sure. That's something that the student council would have to discuss. Has anything, I'm reading Bridges now. Has anything for the seniors been discussed yet? We have things for the underclassmen, but anything for seniors? Bridget, I'm not sure what you mean for we have things for the underclassmen. We're trying to get people on campus. And then I think if we know that people are on campus, then we can make some of these decisions. But right now it's tough to make decisions when we don't have students on campus yet. Rio, that makes no sense. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Hold hold on. This thing keeps jumping because there's so many questions. Six Flags has 25%, and you can book the entire place for just a class. Just saying. Quincy, again, you guys can do on your own, can book a trip. I don't think the school at this point is going to be sponsoring a trip or organizing a trip. But if students wanted to do that on their own, that would be, something that they obviously have the right to do. Aren't going to have a prom or a trip. The school decided that. Emily Hernandez just asked, who decided that there's not going to be a prom or a trip? The school decided that. If we aren't going to have a prom, then is there something else we can do as PA maybe? There are some discussions, Molly, about plans. Again, it's early in the planning process, what we can do and what we can't do. But a lot of these decisions have to do with the state allowing us to be back into the building. What those requirements are that the school has to provide, what we have to do in terms of spacing, those things haven't been decided yet. Again, we're at February 25th. The tentative date for students to return is April 19th. If April 19th comes around and we have a large population of juniors and seniors that want to come back to the building, then maybe they'll reassess this decision. But as of right now, I don't think there's going to be a prom, and I don't think there's going to be a senior trip. That's what I've been told as of right now. Is back to school 1 day a week or 5 days? Dale, as of right now, I don't have an answer for that. It all depends on the numbers. It depends on how many people are allowed to be in the building at one time. And I don't have that number, so if for example, I'll just throw a couple numbers out there. If they're comfortable with maybe 250 students in the building on any given day, then maybe we can bring back the freshman class if only the freshman class, if 100 students opt out. So maybe we bring back 200 freshmen on Mondays or something like that. For juniors and seniors, to be completely honest, the opt-out number is pretty high. So, if there's 250, there's probably only 70 or 80 juniors as of now and 70 or 80 seniors that have opted into coming to school. So a lot of that is up in the air. So I don't have a definitive answer on that. Emily, we don't know what's going to happen, but as of right now, without everybody having the vaccine and students still not in our building, I don't know how we can plan a prom. And the other thing too, that I've been told is they don't want to commit money. They don't want to hold the date and commit money, not knowing how many people want to go. All right, let me see. Exactly. Juniors are getting college prep classes. We didn't get anything like that. Emily, I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to.
The Miss Alvarez's class, maybe? The Friday college prep class?
I don't know. Emily, if you want to write something else about the college prep, I'm not sure exactly.
Yes, the reason why we're doing that for them is because we're not in the building to help them through the college planning process. Like, you guys had us in the building where you came into our offices, you showed us your essays, you met with us pretty much whenever you needed our help. We are doing that for about 6 weeks with these kids, 6 to 8 weeks, I'm not even sure, just to help them through Naviance. This group of juniors also never did Naviance. So I was your counselor your freshman year, and I set you up on Naviance. You did all these assessments. You even learned how to search on Naviance. These are things that a lot of this junior class never did their freshman year because they didn't have me. And that's also, it's just something that they need to do for the college planning process. So we decided to give them the Naviance tutorials, and I offered my office hours for you to have if you want to come in and see me. Those office hours are available on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You just have to use the link.
All right, so we have Quincy. I'm upset at administration. Okay, I guess Emily is also. Real, what Emily said, I think that's referring to what Ms. Alvarez just said about the college prep. I think Chloe and Maya are also upset. Okay, everyone's upset at me now for being me. I'm bringing the bad news, so I'm sorry, everyone, but I think it's important to to know. All right, my thing just skipped again here. But the money is ours. Rio, I understand that the money is yours. Again, I would speak to your student council and ask them to request a meeting with who are the senior advisors, is it Miss Loff and Mr. Greco? Are they the senior class?
Yeah.
I think so. So have a meeting with them, and then maybe they can talk to administration, Dr. Jamarilla and Miss Young, and see what if things can change, by all means, maybe they'll change. I'm just telling you what's going on right now.
Yeah, and that's something maybe Quincy, you can start that conversation with Mr. Greco, Mr. Loff, and get Dr. Jamarilla involved. Because I think it's pretty clear that most people here would like the situation to be different, but that's going to be a longer conversation that's going to happen over the next couple months. But this is sort of just where we are right now.
So Leslie said, when is our last day of school? Tom, did you write that down from the meeting?
Yeah, that would be
It's my birthday.
Is it June 18th?
18th, yeah.
June 18th? Okay. I have it written down from yesterday's meeting. We had an administrative meeting yesterday. The administration is hiding behind you guys. I don't believe that's true at all. The administration is not hiding. If you guys want to have a meeting, by all means, I would have no problem having a meeting. That's exactly why I'm here right now, to get the information to you. So, but I believe Quincy is the student body president. Let her reach out to Mr. Greco, Miss Loff, and then we can have a meeting. There's no problem with that. The people that give me a diploma and shake my hand barely even know me, and it's the thing being planned. Bridget, I'm sorry that you feel that way. We know you. I know that we've helped you with classes. We've reached out to you throughout the summer and everything else. So again, we're trying to do our best in this virtual environment. We didn't sign up for this either. I think that's important to understand. I know it's easy to be frustrated, but nobody signed up for this virtual environment. I know I didn't. Rio, I understand the money was fundraised. Again, you, Quincy, whoever's upset can reach out to Mr. Greco, and maybe there are other things that can be planned. Just trying to go. This thing keeps skipping. I don't want to miss anybody. Hold on. Eliza, it's exactly what she's saying. Quincy, everything has been taken from the class. This is Molly's comment. Everything 154, so I'm like 3 minutes behind. Everything has been taken from the class. I feel like there are so many opportunities for us to do things, but no one is making an effort. Molly, whatever you think the effort needs to be, send me an email, and I will put it in Dr. Jamarilla's hands myself. Okay, and that goes for anybody. If you guys want to have a meeting, whether it be Molly, Quincy, or anybody wants to organize a meeting, I encourage you to do that. Put your thoughts together, email me, and I will go and speak with Dr. Jamarilla myself. To school affecting if we have prom or not. Yasmin, no, it's not going to affect whether you have prom. I think my personal opinion, again, I'm just giving you my personal opinion. If we go back to school on, what's the date? April 19th, and we only have 25% of seniors coming into the building, I think it's going to be difficult to try to schedule a prom when students aren't coming into the building. You know what I mean? So that's just my take on it. I think there would be strength in numbers if everyone's in the building and comfortable. I think the fact that we have 75% of seniors basically, opting out at this point is very concerning to everybody's safety. Like, people just don't feel safe. It doesn't sound like people feel safe. And again, that's just my opinion right now. But there's seriously nothing we can do. No, I think Chloe, I'm reading your comment from 155. I think there is something you can do. I think you guys can organize, put some thoughts together and have a conversation. I'm just telling you what the news is right now. Why isn't Dr. G, Mr. Ra, or Amy Lynn here? Because this is the Arts Academy podcast. This is myself, Mr. Gongora, Ms. Alvarez, and Mr. Bushio. We're the ones that give you the information that we have. So that's why we're here and they're not here. But again, if you want if you want them involved, I have no problem getting those people on our podcast. Put your thoughts, then put your thoughts down in an email, and I will get it to them, and then we can have a discussion. We can have a meeting. If so, I won't go back to school. Again, Yasmin, you can opt out if you'd like. That's up to you. Student council is trying hard to do things to motivate our seniors, but administration, I don't think administration is shutting everything down. Me personally, I mean, I want the school to open. I think if you ask Mr. Gongora or Ms. Alvarez, and I wouldn't even be around, I'm one of the people who is trying to get people to get back into the school building. But again, I think if we're not back in school, then it's very difficult for us to advocate for prom or student trip or any of that.
Yeah, I think just to add to that, I think administration really would like more people to be here. I mean, look where I am. I'm in my classroom. But, a lot of students don't feel comfortable coming back. A lot of teachers don't feel comfortable coming back to school. So this is a problem not only for you guys, but for our entire staff. So we got to keep that in mind as well.
And again, you can be upset with me all you want. This is the job I signed up for. Mr. Gongora and Ms. Alvarez are not running away. We're here right now. We're the ones that always listen to you guys when you have concerns, you have complaints, you want something done, and we will go and try to have those conversations for you. So, we can do that. I actually have a meeting at 2:00, and I have no intention of leaving this podcast, so I can answer your questions. So again, I'm always here for you guys if you need. Again, when it comes to fighting for your class, Molly, and a lot of people look like they're kind of upvoting that. Let's put a plan down in writing. Send me an email, and I will get it to the people that need to hear it, and then we'll see if we can work something out. Oh, I just skipped. Hold on, I just skipped 2 minutes of messages. All right, I'm at Maya at 157, and if you guys wonder why most upperclassmen don't want to go back to school. Maya, if you have an answer for that, let me know why. I would love to know why upperclassmen don't want to go back to school. Because I think that everybody should want to go back to school. Now, again, based on what is going on at home, if people have pre-existing conditions or anyone in the house has pre-existing conditions, that's a legitimate reason why you would want to stay home. Other than that, I'm not really sure why upperclassmen don't want to come back to school. Can we get a statement from at least acknowledging the seniors? I mean, of course, Eliza, you're going to get a statement. You're going to have graduation. Again, I don't know what other statement you want, but whatever you guys are looking for, let me know, and I'll make sure that all of those options are considered. Lucy, I think, again, I'm here with your class right now. I think we do care about your class. I think that you guys are given a raw deal because of COVID. And, if people aren't safe and people aren't coming to school and aren't, comfortable coming to school, it's going to be difficult to have a prom or a performance or anything else or a senior trip. What day is graduation? Dale, right now, I don't have that answer. I think they're looking into options. So again, if we have it outside, where would it be? Would it be on the field? Would it be in the front of the school? We would have to plan that. If the option to have graduation was on the field, we need to get that field. It is a county field, so we would need to reserve the field. We don't know what day that would be just yet. Yes, please. Let's set up a podcast with the admin. Okay, Molly, we can do that. By all means, I will let them know that you guys want to meet with them. I don't know if it would be a podcast. I think it would be like a Google Meet where representatives would sit and meet with you. I
feel like it would be to be like the meeting that we had with everybody from the academy when we were talking about, your concerns. A nice big meeting with everybody who would have a decision in this, as opposed to you guys just writing in the chat. I think it would be better if you guys could actually speak and let the administration know how you're feeling. I think that would come across a lot better.
Yeah, and Crystal, the best part is Crystal actually just said that. So that's what I would think it would be. And again, if you guys want to meet with me, Mr. Gongora, the other supervisors, maybe you want to get some other students from the other academies, senior class, I have no problem having a meet. We met earlier in the year and that had a pretty big impact on a lot of the decisions moving forward. So I have no problem doing that if you guys want to do that. I'm at 1:58 right now, so I'm 6 minutes behind. We were in the middle of planning something to give to the board. Okay, so if they know and you were in the middle of planning something, I wouldn't stop planning. There are a lot of times I have ideas and I don't think they're going to go through, and I present them and then they go through. So can the board give us guidelines and then we can plan around that? Quincy, I think that's part of the issue. We don't have guidelines for a lot of the things that you guys are asking. So that's kind of up to the state. What I know right now, numbers that I can give you, I know that there are 400 districts in the state that are going to school. I know there are about 120 that are full virtual, and we're one of them. And Hudson County, I believe, has the highest percentage of virtual schools. So based on where our schools are, the fact that we're a county school, all that stuff I think is factoring into the decision. What does being in school have to do with scheduling a prom? Lucy, the point is, if people aren't comfortable going to school, then those same people are not really comfortable going to a prom and being in a public space, whether it be teachers or students. I know there are a lot of teachers right now that, I've already gotten my first shot, my vaccine. A lot of other teachers have too, because they've missed classes to go do that. But a lot of people are not comfortable with going back into the school building. I just skipped again. Hold on. But why does that have to do with our prom? Like school's multiple days, prom is one day. Yeah, I'm telling you what people are thinking. I don't think that there's much of a difference between that, to be honest with you. Confined space, the number of people that can be in that space, those are all things that are mandated by the state. And I don't think they were planning an outdoor prom, but that could be an idea that you guys bring to the table, and maybe that works. Are classes being considered for pass-fail versus grades since all virtual? Dale, no, they are not. There are a very select few classes that are pass-fail, but most students know that when they take them, and it's nothing that, none of the courses that you're taking, especially core courses, would be pass-fail. Prom is one day, yes. I think I addressed that one already. So I'm at Quincy at 2:01 if anyone's following. You guys have my contact, so please send me idea, concerns we want to hear. All right, so I guess Quincy is putting that out there for everybody else. Probably best just skipped again. Hold on. Not the same, and that's really something. Chloe, I agree with you. Chloe made a comment at 2:04 that upperclassmen don't want to go back because it's not the same. I agree with you. I don't disagree. But again, I think you guys have an opportunity to kind of get together and maybe put a proposal together for prom. Yes, that sounds great. School pointless. Me wanting to attend prom. Lucy, I don't disagree with you. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing from the other people. And I don't know if school would be pointless and boring if we got a majority of people coming back. I'm not sure about that. All right, Chloe sounds great. It's sad that most of us already. Maya, I'll be honest with you, it is sad, but this is the hand that we've been dealt. Again, I know you guys didn't choose this. I don't think that's something that anybody wanted. Nobody wanted a global pandemic. Graduating early, Quincy. I just so that you guys know, this is a state requirement. You have to go to school 180 days, so we cannot graduate until we've completed 180 days. In actual formal graduation. Again, Rio, I can't tell you that prom's going to happen. I think that everybody is concerned about everyone's health and well-being, and that's why they're concerned about prom. Graduation is not going to be normal. They're trying to do something outside. But again, it's not going to be normal. I can promise you that. Maybe we should stop crawling statistics with our comfortability. Well, Maya, I understand that, but you're not going to get a disagreement from me. Maybe we should stop correlating statistics with our comfortability. Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen, and that's what has has happened for a while. Give me a count and let me graduate in March or April. Again, Bridget, you can't do that because you got to do 180 days of school. Can we get our diploma if we don't go to graduation? Yes, you can get everyone will get their diploma as long as they complete their classes. They do not have to go to graduation. Yeah. And again, Rio, that's fine for you to say that, but there are a lot of other people that are concerned about everyone's health. So that's the biggest concern. Graduation is not mandatory, no. I went to school this year. And Chloe, again, if you want to feel like you went to school this year, opt in. You guys can always fill out the form. I know there are still people who haven't filled out the form. Fill out the form, and then we'll see where we can go. Are we definitely going back to school in April? Molly, the superintendent had a meeting yesterday, and the plan is that teachers will be going back, Mr. Gongora, March 26th. Is that the date that we're going back, everybody?
It is the day before spring break. The week before spring break.
The week before spring break, right?
It's either the 29th or the 22nd. 29th, I think.
Okay, so we're going back the 29th, and students tentatively will be back April 19th. 1 day a week, 2 days a week, 4 days a week, that we don't know yet. That hasn't been decided, but that's the day that students will be coming back. Doing anything. Again, Quincy, it's not that upsetting. Present that plan, and then we can work on it. How many teachers that do not want to go back or going out to stores and restaurants? Susan, I do not know. I know that I am back in school. I'm actually quarantining right now. You can see that I'm home, just because I've been around people that have tested positive. So now I'm quarantining. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I go out to stores and I quarantine if I'm told to quarantine. But I will be back in school. Mr. Gongora is in school right now. We've been in school for a while. This is the second time I've had to quarantine. I don't think he's had to do that, but he could speak to that if he wants to. But that's the environment. Yeah.
I also, I don't go anywhere. I go to the supermarket every week. I run a couple of errands to buy toys for the kids, but, keep them occupied. Other than that, we've been pretty safe as a family, but not everybody has the luxury of being able to be in a bigger space and not go crazy. So I don't know. That's a different kind of conversation. So I don't think we'll get into that.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I'm back. I'm behind on a couple of these. Are we able to drive? Molly, as far as I know, you guys were able to drive. You weren't able to drive originally, and then they allowed everyone to drive. So I'm going to assume that you would be able to drive, but I haven't heard anything one way or the other. But my assumption is that we'll continue with students being able to drive based on that was the last decision I've heard. Would it be to get a prom? Again, the answer to Yasmin's question, you would have to, present a plan. We would have to get a venue. You'd have to put down a deposit. Those are all things that normally happen like a year in advance that haven't happened yet. So, Lucy, I'm done. Moving on from high. Okay. How do we know that the opt-in option is safe this time compared to December? Well, again, Maya, we're kind of arguing against ourselves here, right? If the opt-in option isn't safe, then how is prom safe? How is a senior trip safe? You know what I mean? Again, I've had no issues going to school. Mr. Gongora, I know, has been in the building as much, if not more than me at this point, based on the fact that I've quarantined twice. Mr. Gongora, was there any time that you didn't feel safe in the building?
No, not even when we had in the hybrid in the fall. I think we handled it pretty well. The only day that was a little crazy was the SAT or the PSAT SAT day, where a lot of people saw people that they hadn't seen in a long time. And, but that might go into these sort of conversations you know, that if we have a lot of kids that have opted out and suddenly they're all together one day having a party, like that can lead to a lot of people ignoring the restrictions that we were placed to actually be able to do that. So you do have to think about things in that way as well. But I would also say that, you know, these concerns you have are great, and it is possible to get something planned. But other schools are going to be trying it too. So if we do want to shift to a later day, or maybe even do something over the summer, as more and more people get vaccinated and the risk factor goes way down, you have to also think that other schools are planning on that too. So there might be a bit of a competition for like venue spaces or even outdoor spaces to have a big gathering. Think about all these things, you know, when we have these meetings with the administration.
Find a sense of school, community, and college. Yes, that is important. When there's going to be more people at graduation than prom. Again, guys, there are a lot of colleges that are fully virtual. So I don't know what college life is going to be like in a year. But I know this year there are a lot of colleges that have not been in, not in the fall and not in the spring. And again, the Ivy Leagues canceled all sports for the entire year. Not many classes other than labs. I have a family member that goes to Harvard and hasn't been in a classroom all year. So I don't know what you think is going on throughout the country right now, but a lot of this is affecting everyone. It's not just you guys at High Tech High School. It's affecting everybody. And yeah, there are going to be more people at graduation depending on how we do it. Again, if it's outside, there are different concerns and requirements than being inside. Are we going to have a prom in the gym like we normally do? No, that's not going to happen. Is it going to be by academy? That's a possibility. Is it going to be outside in an open area? That's a possibility. Is it going to be limited to 2 or 4 family members? Probably 2, very likely. So again, it's not going to be normal. That one, no matter what happens, it's not going to be normal. All right, going through. Bridget's 13 minutes late to work. I'm 17 minutes late to my meeting at this point.
I'm actually going to go see, because I do have questions for the that I have to do for the presenters.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll be in there in a minute.
Quincy, I did get your email, and I like where your head's at, but I think we have to get other people on board. So listen, I'm here for you guys. I can tell you're very stressed, very angry, very upset, as you should be. I would be very upset and angry as well, but I'm here to help you. And I recommend you come to the office hours so that it's a place for you at least to vent, and we can at least have a voice. Okay. Email me. I'm going to go.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Alvarez. We'll see you I'll be over there in a few minutes.
Okay.
Felt totally safe in my opinion. Molly, I agree. I felt totally safe. I don't think I'm skipping anything. One day with the plan. Maya, I think we've addressed that. If we have a meet with admin, would you guys be willing to advocate for us, or will our parents need to? I have no problem advocating. I know there have been parents that have already met with some of the class advisors, and I believe that was the decision that was made. So I have no problem advocating for it. But by the same token, I don't know what venue we're going to have, what the restrictions are going to be at that venue. Like we're complaining about things that may not even be possible based on the restrictions. And again, I think it's administration's decision that they don't want to put everyone's money, even though Rio said, it's your money. They don't want to put money down as a down payment and lose money based on restrictions that may be in place now or may be in place at a later time. Chloe, I would love to help as much as possible. Come up, Ms. Alvarez just said that Quincy reached out to her. Come up with a plan, and I'll put it in Dr. John Morello's hands. I already said I'd do that. I will definitely tell Quincy. I will definitely tell them that you have a plan. Rio, again, I don't know what the venues are. So you would have to talk to your senior advisors or send me a copy of whatever you sent them, so I would know, because I'm not sure what the venues are. All right. I think I'm down to 220. Chloe just said, I
Perfect.
assume that's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, I think we reached the end. I don't think we could really talk about this forever, but we're not going to get anywhere without more people to talk to. So unless anybody has one last question, I think we'll end it here. And we'll try to do these as often as we have new information to share. We'll try to do these podcasts, every week or so. So until then, sorry, this was a little bit stressful, and everybody had some feelings, and that Rio is very sad. But hopefully, we can all make the best of the months that we have left here. So hopefully, we'll see you guys soon, and we'll talk again in a few weeks. Bye.